Hello and welcome to the YouGoin'Pro YouTube channel. I want to make sure I say that right because I have a few channels, but I'm so glad that you're here today and I hope that this can be a blessing. And today's topic is a very hot topic for all the guys that are just now getting ready to go back to school because it's now August. I want to make sure that I give you all the equip and correct information because you're talking to someone that played baseball, played college baseball, a little bit of independent ball before I got cut, and I also played semi-pro baseball. So I'm someone with knowledge. I don't know everything, but I do know enough. So with that being said, I want to make sure that you guys get a pen and a sheet of paper because this is the very last segment we're going to do on how to get noticed by college scouts. We have been through 7 segments already, and today is going to be the 8th and final segment. We're going to start a new topic next week. We are on the air each week, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, live with information, very helpful information to help athletes achieve proficiency. Because here at YouGoin'Pro, this is where we help athletes develop proficiency and assist them there in their passion for the game they love. And in this case, it's baseball. So, with that being said, I'm Coach Laurie and I'm getting ready to go off. So, the first thing is I will strongly suggest everyone that has been listening or have not been listening, I apologize, that have not been listening, I strongly suggest for you to go back to listen to every single one of those segments. Because when I start talking, I want to make sure you guys understand the importance of not missing a tip. It's like we're building a cake. And when you build a cake, you want to make sure you get all the ingredients. You get all the ingredients so you can have the best cake possible. I like to say cake because I know I'm a cook, so I like to go ahead and give you all those little things I like. So with that being said, I'm gonna go start off from the beginning. I'm gonna give you just a little bit preview of every one that you've missed. I strongly suggest for you to go ahead and review every one of those segments. Tip number one is remember this. When you start in the process of trying to get noticed by any college scout at any sport, remember it's a test. It's like taking a test in a school. It's a test. Remember that. It's very important because sometimes you may be getting off, why are he asking me these questions or why am I doing this? It's all a test. And the reason it's a test is because we want to see how you're going to be graded. How are you going to take this? How are you going to perform? How are you going to take this serious? Are you hungry? Do you really want this? Because you're going to start another a season in your life. You're going to be going through a different coach. You're going to meet many different people. You're going to go in some ups and downs. You may not be with your parents. You can be away. So remember, it's a test. That's number one. Tip number one. Tip number two is stay active in your social media. I'm going to repeat that. Stay active in your social media. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times for baseball players, I know that most scouts are looking on Twitter. They look on Twitter. That is something that they check out social media. They're not very heavy on Facebook. I want to make sure that you understand you need to stay on where the scouts are. If the scouts are on Twitter, you go to Twitter. If the scouts are on TikTok, you go to TikTok. You go wherever they are. Put yourself in position. It's like a job interview. When you go to a job interview, you are there putting your best foot forward. So with that being said, stay active in the social media. And when I say active, make sure when you put stuff on your TikTok, on your Twitter, you make sure that your platform looks very clean and professional. You don't want any bogus stuff on there. And the reason I said that is because I coached a guy a year ago, not this year, just past, but 2 years ago. I coached a kid, and he got suspended for several games. I had to suspend him. I'm a head coach. I suspended him, and he was on a platform, and he did some derogatory things. Let's just put it that way. Scouts are always looking. Like I just said, it's going to be a test. They're going to look at all your social media. They're going to look at your Facebook. They're going to look at your Instagram. They're going to look at your TikTok. They look at these things. So you got to stay active and relevant. And think of it like this: when you're on your social media, would you hire yourself if you have stuff that is not clean or PG or G? If if you're doing some foul things, that's what it is. So get yourself active and clean. Have your clean social media, which would be Twitter for baseball players. Tip number 3: get on a baseball team and play. I'm going to repeat that because there's a lot of players that I have had the opportunity to coach in travel ball, and a lot of these kids are playing travel ball, and they didn't play high school ball, but they wanted to play travel ball because they might have went to a school that they thought the school was good academically. I'm not saying there's some schools that are better than others, because I coach at a private school, so it's a little different for me. But I do realize that there are some very good public schools and there's some very good charter schools. And even if you're a homeschool, get on a team, a high school team, and play. You need all the reps you can get, because the more reps you have, the better you'll have more confidence. You need it, because when you get to the next level, everybody's good. Get on a high school baseball team. Tip 3. Now, tip number 4. This is something that everyone has to have. Athlete, non-athletes, any profession you're going to be in, is have mental toughness. Coaches want guys on their team that are mentally tough. Because remember, in high school, you may not have the best coach, or you do have a good coach, or wherever the case may be. When you get to that college, most cases, unless you're at a JUCO or a small school, you're just a number. Because you will get your feelings hurt. Things are not going to go the way you expected, or things are not going to go the way you want them to go all the time. I'm just sharing this with you because I know it's going to happen. Because I was a kid from Chicago, went to a school in Kansas, Coffeyville Community College. And it's a very, very small school, JUCO. They accepted me. I went there. I walked on. And I realized that I was getting challenged every aspect. Everything I did was a challenge, because I was so used to being at home, and I was so used to being with a very comfortable atmosphere and people that you know. So you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs. So it's very important, as people want to say, mental health. We didn't have that when I was younger. Mental health. We just call it what it is. You got to be tough. Mental toughness. You got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because when you're playing baseball, it's a good example. One day you can be hitting 500 or 400, and 4 days later you can be hitting a $180. That's happened to me before, and that's how I was able to survive and prevail through adversity. We got to think about that. If you fall 7 times, you got to get up the 8th time. As a man thinketh in his heart, so it's easy. If you think yourself that you're defeated, you've already lost. But if you think yourself that I'm going to do good today, I'm going to make a way, I'm going to have faith, I'm going to go out here, no matter what it looks like, I'm going to develop some toughness, no matter what comes to me, because I want this. How bad do you want it? That's what I'm talking about, mental toughness. Tip number 5, set clear goals. I want you guys to set some clear goals. Your goals have to be clear. When I say clear, make it simple, make it easy. If you're a freshman and you're hitting, let's just say 250, your sophomore year in high school, shoot for 300. Look at every at bat. Look at what you've done. See how many balls you hit in the air, how many balls you hit into double plays, how many times you strike out, how many times you take walks. Are you swinging at the first pitch? Are you putting yourself in a position to be a better hitter? What are you doing at the plate? Put yourself in the best position to succeed. Set clear goals and achievable goals. But after you get to a certain point and you achieve a certain goal, now you got to push yourself to get to the next goal. Push yourself. It's always about maximizing the moment and getting to the next level. in anything you do, not just baseball, not just football, not but basketball, hockey, soccer, gymnastics. We just had the Olympics. It's in everything you do. Because as I state this before, I'm going to say it again and again and again. As a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think you're going to lose, you've already lost. That's like me going out. When I first started playing baseball, I was 10 years old. I didn't pick up a baseball. Some of these kids now are playing when they're 2 and 3. I didn't play till I was 10. I was just blessed. My God gave me a gifted talent that I can just run very fast. So with that being said, let's get to the next one. With the clear goals, make sure you set clear goals athletically and academically as well. Don't forget about the grades. I'm working with a kid right now. He's trying to go to college, and is right now. This is August. He's trying to go back to college. He's trying to get to college, and one of the schools that he committed to. If you want to get more information about committed, I got a podcast that we're talking about. The YouGoin'Pro podcast. We're talking about the word commitment, so you might want to check that out. It'd be very helpful. We're talking about set clear goals academically and athletically. Like I said before I get into Tangi, I had this kid that had made a commitment to a school, but he lost his opportunity because the coach got fired right before school started. And we're in August right now. It just happened. They got a new coach and he cleaned house. So that goes back to setting goals. So basically, that goes back to the last tip I'm going to give you. But remember, set academic goals and athletic goals and keep getting better and better and better. Tip 6, I want you to build a baseball weight training regimen. I had to say that because I've coached, like I said, I've been coaching and I've seen guys play baseball and trying to lift like football players. They're trying to be like Hercules during the baseball season. Develop a baseball weight training regimen. If you're a freshman, you must get in the weight room. I'm going to repeat that. If you are a freshman in high school, get in the weight room. Even if you don't have a weight room, start doing push-ups. There's so many things on YouTube. You can find out anything you need to find out to get better and get stronger, get quicker. You must do that if you want to get to the next level. As I stated before, this is how to get noticed by college scouts. These are some tips. I'm giving you some tips. Build a baseball weight training workout. Tip 7, I want you to continue to develop arm strength, getting stronger and stronger, and increase your field range. Normally we talk about hitting. Everybody talks about hitting, but no one talks about fielding. So I'm talking about something different on tip 7. Continue to have developmental in your arm strength and in your range. That's even if you're a pitcher. Even if you're a pitcher, your arms got to get stronger. You can't keep throwing the same thing every year. Add a pitch and then add a different pitch. Curveball, fastball, four-seamer, two-seamer. Add a slider. Add a changeup. Work on different things to continue development, getting better and better so you can get in a position so scouts can see you and get noticed. Continue development on arm strength and range. Tip 8, promote yourself. That's the final tip. You have to promote yourself. I'm going to give you a quick story, true story. This just happened to one of my players. Played me for 4 years. The kid can play. All-Americans junior year, hit almost 400, like a little bit under 400. He was hitting 400 most of the season. I think he was in the top 5 in our district with stolen bases. He had 29 stolen bases when he played. I think we played 22 games or something like that. Hit almost 400. His last game he hit, I think he didn't do as good on that playoff game, but he was succeeding. He was just miraculous. Second team All-American. I said that to say this. His final year wasn't as good. But the one thing I've watched him do, not just me helping him, he played travel baseball. He did most of the work. I just did the calling and vouch for him, put him in the best position because, I helped develop him more and more mentally and also strength. He did not get anybody to get him a commitment. Now, because he didn't want certain commitments, that was his thing. He wanted to go somewhere else. So with that being said, it worked out. He just got a commitment. And we're talking about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. He just got a commitment. And school starts actually Monday. School starts going to start next week. And he just got a commitment. So, but the good thing about him, he was always promoting himself, always promoting himself. That's the final tip for the day. Promote yourself. Not just the coaches, not just the travel coaches. I just gave you some tips. Use those tips. Sell yourself like it's a job. You know, do what you need to do to get to the next level. I have given you 8 great tips, and I'm going to give you some bonus. I'm going to give you a couple bonus. I said 8, but I'm going to give you a couple more. Here's bonus tip number 1. When you promote yourself and when you set yourself up with all these different tips that I'm giving you, respond quickly when a scout or a college recruiter gets back to you. Get back to them quickly. The quicker you do, it shows them that you're responsible and you're ready and you're urgent. That's a bonus tip. Respond quickly and timely. Urgent. That shows them that you are committed. You want to make this happen. The next tip, real quick, bonus. Another quick bonus. I'm sorry, a bonus. Be proactive and don't burn your bridge. I said that to say this. Ending it on this note here. You don't know how long you're going to be with that school. You don't know if it's going to work out or not. You don't know that. But I can tell you this. If you go out there and do the best you can and you treat everybody with respect and dignity and you respect the game, respect your teammates, even if you don't play or you play very little, things don't turn out the way you thought it was going to be, always go out with your head up and you gave your 100%. Because think about it. Let me give you a tip. You don't want to burn a bridge because this is a bonus one. I've given you 8, but actually I've given you 11. The bonus was be proactive. Always keeping your eyes and ears open. Don't burn a bridge. That's your bonus. Respond timely. Those are the final 3 right there. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I want you guys to prosper in everything you do on the field and outside the field. Because here at YouGoin'Pro channel, my mission is to help athletes develop proficiency in assisting them in the passion for the game they love. This is Coach Lowry signing out. Hey, leave a tip. Hey, by the way, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time there's great content coming back out every day, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Hey, don't be afraid to leave a comment. If there's some things you want us to talk about future, hey, we're here for you. This is Coach Lowry. I'm signing out. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.